Okay, we are going to create a very simple Hello World homepage for your website. We are going to stage the changes that we make. We are going to commit those changes, and then we are going to push those changes to GitHub. So first of all, we're looking at all of the files in my site. Right now, there's only this README file, which was automatically generated when we created the repository. So we're going to create a new file that's going to be an HTML file. So we're going to create the file. It asks you to go ahead and select a language so you can do this. And it's going to be an HTML file. And so you just type HTML there, and then it's like, great. So you hit that. Okay, so now we have an HTML file. So now we want to create this HTML file because it's currently empty. So the first thing we want to do is add what's called the boilerplate. So what's nice is when you just type HTML, you get these three choices. We want this middle one, HTML5. If you click that, it adds all of the basic information that any web page needs. So under the title here, I'm going to make it Steve Wright, but I'm going to spell it right. And then here in the body, I'm just going to type Hello World. Okay, I've now created a very, very simple web page with the boilerplate text, a title, and a body. Okay, this little white dot here, that means that changes have been made to this file that have not been saved. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and save that file. So it's because it hasn't been saved before. It's asking me where I want to put it. So I'm going to put it into the repository that I created. And it has to have a very specific name. It must be called index.html because whenever you create a new website, the page that is called index.html is always the home page or the page that the web server looks for to show first. So I'm going to hit save. So I've now done that. This page is now saved. It turns green. And you get this little 1 over here under the source code icon. So, and it says there are pending changes. So I'm going to click on that. And now you see there, it says changes index.html. It would show all of the, if there are multiple different files in this site, it would show every file that had a change. And so I can come in and I can stage that change by clicking the plus right next to the file, or there's a plus up here across from changes, which is great if there's multiple files. So I'm going to stage all changes. So now you see it says stage changes in index.html. So my first step was to stage the changes. I've done that. Now I want to commit my changes. So to commit changes, right here is where all of the commands are, or you can always just click this check mark. And so I can click this check mark to commit, and it's immediately going to say, hey, make sure to tell what you're doing here. So when it's your own site, it's not that big a deal, but really it's always good to say what are the most recent changes that you've made that you are now committing. And so in this case, I'm just going to say hello world because I'm just beginning. So I'll type that in and hit enter. So that has now been committed. So I have staged my changes and I've committed my changes, but everything is still here on my local computer. So what I want to do next is push those changes to GitHub. And I do that here in the menu by simply choosing push. And you'll see you get a little timer here. When that timer's gone, it should have pushed. All right, so let's see what happened. Let's go to GitHub. Super annoying. Arg. So let's go to GitHub. Find the repository I just created, click on it, and you'll see now there's this file that I just created, index.html, and you can see all the changes. So that push is what pushed it up to this repository. So the next thing I can do is go find that link that I created before, which was in the pages section right here. And I can click on that. And now you can see I have a web page with Hello World on it. Ta-da!